our lives when they start.
What was your first Pokemon game? Mine was Pokemon Leaf Green, and to this day I still think it's the best Pokemon game out of all of them. Why is that? Well, watch the video and see. So what happened before? Well, Hismario and Egg were rivals, but we were chosen by Professor Oak to get some Pokemon. Also, Egg is Professor Oak's grandson. I chose Charmander and named him Charzy. I then caught some more Pokemon, like Moneymaker, and fought the first gym leader, but lost. Now that we're all caught up, Pokemon Green and Red were released in Japan in 1996. Oh, what a big day that was. There was a Pokemon anime, Pokemon cards, Pokemon toys, pretty much anything you can think of. There was a Pokemon version of it. Japan was crazy for Pokemon, and Nintendo, well, they were getting all the money, as well as Creatures and Game Freak. Because they made the Pokemon games. And made the Pokemon Company. But, you know. So what did they do? They made Pocket Monsters Blue. Pocket Monsters is Pokemon. That's what it means, by the way. Pokémon Monsters Blue was an upgrade to the first two games, fixing bugs and all that fun stuff, but it was first only released as part of the Koro Koro magazine, but would later be fully released in 1999. But now, Nintendo had the problem they had to release Pokemon in the West and the rest of the world. How could this be done? Is this even possible? Well, it is, through all the marketing, of course. If you had Pokemon, you were cool. There were special edition Game Boys and like there was just all this stuff. And the best thing, possibly even the weirdest thing, was that Pokemon released on the regular Game Boy when the Game Boy Color was released? What are you doing? What? The Game Boy was the hottest portable out there, and with Pokemon Gold and Pokemon Silver actually taking advantage of the color, Pokemon Yellow kinda did it. Pokemon really hit its stride, but Nintendo knew it was time for an upgrade. They'd basically been sitting on the same technology since the late 80s when they released Tetris with the Game Boy. And Super Mario Land also came out, but no one cares. Look, I could look back on the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color, and that's something I'll probably do later on. But here, we need to talk about the Game Boy Advance. How does this relate to Leaf Green? Well, A, it released on the Game Boy Advance, and B, Leaf Green and Fire Red, the non-superior one, are remakes of the first two Pokemon games, named after the Japanese release because we didn't get a green in the rest of the world, only Japan got green. Oh well. Of course, I don't have a Game Boy Advance. I have a DS Lite that you can chuck a Game Boy Advance game in because it has a little slot at the bottom. But I don't have a normal one, but that's fine. I still like the game. It's one of the best consoles for Nintendo games, unless you want a 2D Mario game. Then I guess you're gonna have to wait until the re-release of Super Mario Advance 4 on the Wii U to get an original Mario game for the Game Boy Advance. But, still. One of the best consoles along with the GameCube. GameCube, awesome. I could look over the entire library of both those consoles, but let's just talk about Pokemon, because that's the point of the video. Hismario scurried to a Pokemon Center, protecting the exhausted and fainted Pokemon from further harm. Maybe Egg was right. Maybe I can't become the Pokemon Master. I let the nurse at the Pokemon Center revive my Pokemon. She told me how good they look, which is honestly the nicest compliment I've ever heard. And then I decided that maybe I should just go for a walk around. I met this guy, who brought me once again back to the gym as if I didn't know where I was. Does this guy think I'm an idiot? What's his problem? Whatever. He disappeared into an abyss, so I decided that I would go get some potions. You see, when playing Pokemon, one of the most important things to buy is potions. If your Pokemon is ever low on health, buying potions is the best possible thing you can do to help them survive. It's very important when you begin to grind, which is what I decided to do. I wanted my Charzy to be evolved. That's what any good Pokemon trainer wants in their life. At least that's what I think they want in their life. So I fought Pidgeys one by one, defeating them with a simple Ember. Funny thing about Ember, that's one of the main reasons why I always choose a fire type. See, most Pokemon games let you begin with a fire type, so that's what I did. I mostly do it in every single Pokemon game, unless there's some other type that's just way too irresistible to not pick the fire type. I would do a tier list for the video, but I think we may have to wait a little longer to bore you with that type of content. Anywho, I keep track training my Pokemon as much as I possibly could until I felt I could finally go up against the gym leader. The gym leader was a rock type, which makes it a bit difficult against a fire and electric type. I know that, but that's the problem with the gyms. You're going to eventually come up against some Pokemon that you can't actually fight. So how do I combat this? Well, I could trade myself a Squirtle or a Bulbasaur or something from a different game then go up against him, but I want to use Charzy and Moneymaker, goddammit. But I have another problem. You see, I'm not a big RPG guy. I hate grinding for things. I like just playing through a game like Super Mario Odyssey and not having to worry about grinding to get a certain moon. In that game, all you have to do is go around to random locations and collect moons. Pretty simple, isn't it? Whereas in this game, and pretty much every mainline Pokemon game, you have to grind and grind and grind and grind endlessly, which I'm not a big fan of. I've never been a big fan of it. I don't know why. I don't know what set me on this path, but I'm always going to be more of a Mario guy. So this is why this game is my favorite Pokemon game, which doesn't really make any sense. It should be something like Pokémon Tournament for the Wii U, because you don't have to grind. At least I don't think so, I haven't played it in a while. Well, logically on what I told you, yeah, it should be my favourite, but it isn't. You see, Pokemon Leaf Green, at least early in the game, doesn't really need a lot of grinding, and it doesn't take that much time. If you just brute force it, you can eventually defeat the gym leader. It doesn't matter how long it takes you, you can do it. So that's really what I did. I only really wanted to evolve my Charzy a little bit. I mean, come on, look at this fight, I'm not even evolved yet. That shouldn't be a problem, right? Right? Well, I'm sorry to say, but it seems as it is. I can fight this Onyxor the live long day, but he's got Rock Tomb, my worst enemy. And with just very few hits, he destroyed Moneymaker and Charzy. I'm finished. How will I defeat this stupid gym leader? There's gotta be a way to do it. I believe there's a way to do it. Let me think. While that happens, let's travel to an alternate universe. Hey you stupid losers, it's me, here's Luigi. Wanna play Pokemon Fire Red? I opened the game by choosing my name. I decided to go with Hismario just for the fun of it because it's like the alternate version of my name. My rival of course is Timtom. In case you don't remember, he challenged me to a fight all the way back in 2018. So he's my rival.
Would you fight Hismario in the undercard of the LA boxing match?
I mean, is that even a question? Of course.
I decided to choose a Bulbasaur and name him Bulbzy because why not? No one picks Bulbasaur, so I kind of feel bad for him, you know? And I know I'm playing Fire Red, but I gotta pick my main man, Bulby. Or Bulbzy. Bulby would have made more sense. Now I gotta travel to the main town, deliver a package back to Pallet Town, then go back again. Now, in order to speed this up, I'm just gonna use an emulator because they can do that. It makes grinding very easy. I love grinding in RPGs. I'm kind of an RPG guy. Let's go up against the first gym. This was such a breeze. One of the easiest things I think I've ever done. Pokemon is one of the easiest games I think I've ever played. I don't even know why you care about this experience. Yeah, okay, that guy thinks he's so good. Well, you know what? I know how to defeat the gym leader. Let's just brute force it. I'm gonna fight that stupid leader until I win. I can do this. I'm gonna do it. Let's go. What happened? Hello? Did the video cut off? I won, but why is there no footage of me winning? What happened? 'Cause I'm born